Jai Shishi Guru Garanga Gandhar Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatar Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Guru Dev Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatar Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shilagor Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupa Anuga Guru Varga Ki Jai Shila Baladev Vijibhushan Prabhu Ki Jai Shila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai Ki Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Pad Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shar Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandadi Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai Namachay Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय श्री भक्ति देवी की जय श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय Let me see if today is any special day. One second, just opening up my calendar. Okay, no. Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo Jai Daśa-mūla Shiksha ki jai Jai Shri Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai Hare Krishna. All right, so I'm not going to do full Mangalacharan. We could just recite Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Pranam mantra before we start. I think that would be good. Let me just open this up. Where is it? Okay, we'll do just a few verses of the Mangalacharan. It's always auspicious to do that. Okay. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Gaudiya Gurvandvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varati Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jiva Niman Krishna Prema Sudabdikahana Sukham Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radharasa Sudha Nidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachirananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanum Yamuna Tatanagara Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinora Parang Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Smaragora Kelikalam Bhavagora Pakshachara Shrenugoragadadara Charukatang Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Tavaivasmi Na jivami tvaya vina Iti vegyaya devi tvam Nayamang charanantikam Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai क्षिप्ताश्चकामादितराङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासारि गौर भक्तवृन्द Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Achyuta Krishna Prabhu, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Gokuleshwari Didi, Nitai Mukeshji, Pradyumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Hari Priya Didi, Premavati Didi. I'm not sure who else is there. Maybe I'm guessing Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji. And if you write a comment, then I'll see your name. But yeah, pranams to all of you, and also to all the devotees watching in the future. Hare Krishna. So today we are starting a new program to memorize each verse of Daśa-mūla Tattva. We read the middle section of Jaiva Dharma, which went into detail on each one of these verses of Daśa-mūla. And now we're going to just, what I'll try to do is explain the meaning of all the Sanskrit words, and then we'll see how the words connect to each other. And then we'll go through, memorize one half of a line, then memorize the second half of the line, and then try to memorize the full line together. And we'll do that for, the 4 lines of the verse. And yeah, so I didn't really think of what to say at the beginning. I didn't think of how to introduce this program. But Daśa-mūla Tattva, these are the 10 fundamental truths, the 10 root principles, teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if you become very firmly established or clear on each one of these verses, then you'll always know, well, one thing, you'll always know how to present our philosophy. If you're ever talking to anybody, you'll know the exact proper authorized order, the way to present our entire philosophy. And also, whenever you're in a discussion, a philosophical discussion, any topic, any devotional topic, you'll be able to see, like with this Daśa-mūla, you'll have a framework, and by which you'll be able to see where it fits in with all of Mahaprabhu's philosophy. And so, yeah, this is like the most essential thing to understand when we're trying to understand our Gaudiya philosophy. That's what it's mūl. Mūl means a root or fundamental. The 10 fundamental truths that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu uh, taught to the jivas of this world. So first we'll go over the introduction verse, which is like a sutra. It breaks down all the entire Daśa-mūla in just one verse. And and I'm not going to do a memorization practice of that. Maybe I should. I just didn't really think of it. But we'll go. I think as we go through that verse again and again, we'll start to automatically memorize it. And maybe at the end we can do, a good memorization practice of that one. But for now, we're going to just go through the introduction verse, just read through it, try to understand it basically, and then we will go through verse 1 of Daśa-mūla. So here's the introduction verse. It's in the meter called Sragdhara. Hare Krishna, Mahibharat Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams, and Ganga Mataji, Hare Krishna. I think it's called Sragdhara, this meter. And should I explain, would it be helpful for me to explain this meter? It's, so in Sanskrit, everything is, well, there are different kinds of Sanskrit verses, but most of the Sanskrit verses that we see, they are, is it called samavrita? I don't actually know. But anyways, each line has a particular pattern of long syllables and short syllables. Yeah, and each line is arranged in a particular order of these long syllables, like a pattern of these long syllables and short syllables. And I think when each line has the same pattern, then I think it's called samavrita, I think. But anyhow, so actually it might be helpful to show it here on the screen. So a long syllable, wait, first maybe we'll go through a short syllable. A short syllable is oops, why is it? U, ri. Is there something else? There's this one, but we never say, like, that's very rare. I. Yeah, I think that's it. So whenever you see a syllable with one of these short vowels, that's called a short syllable. And then if you ever see a syllable with one of these, like any of these vowels with a line over it, a, I, o. So if you see, so this is, wait, I'll just write short syllable. It's called the lagu. I wasn't actually planning on doing this, but anyhow. Long syllable. It's called the guru. So long syllable is any of these, any syllable with one of these vowels following it. And also, if there's a conjunct. Conjunct means the syllable before a conjunct. So a conjunct means that there are two consonants with no vowel in between. So like bhak, bhakta. So this is called a conjunct, the kata, because there's no vowel in between that. What's another example? I don't know. Uh, Anyways, you get the idea. Um, and then also, if there's any syllable with an anuswar or visarga, with an M with a dot over it or an H with a dot under it. So anytime you see a syllable with, yeah, these long vowels, two consonants without a vowel in between, or an M with a dot over or an H with a dot under it, that's a long syllable. And so in these verses, everything has to be in a particular pattern of lagu of short syllables and guru long syllables. So in this verse, sorry, but this meter is called Sragdhara, and it is svataḥ-siddho vedo. Yeah, so it's I'm gonna just write L for short. Wait, no, wait, S for short. Or should I do L for Lagu and G for Guru? I'm gonna do that. L for Lagu and G for Guru. So svataḥ-siddho vedo. And then there's a pause. I'll just make a forward slash for pause. Hari-dayita, and then vedha-prabhṛtitaḥ. I think this is right. I might be getting it a little bit wrong. But yeah, so it's short, long, 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 short, 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 long, long, short, 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 long. So da 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 da. I think I wrote that wrong. Anyways, doesn't matter. You get the idea though. Let's so now let's and so this meter is called Sragdhara, and it's āmnāya-vākya harim iha paramāṇ sarva-shakting rasabdhim. I once shared a thing like breaking up how the meter is recited for this, but I'll have to find it. Is it here? No, it's not there. Yeah, I'll find it, and maybe next time we go through this, then we could. But let's recite it, and okay. So this is the introduction verse for Daśa-mūla. Āmnāya-vākya hari-miha paramāṇ sarva-shakting rasabdhim tad bhinnangshangscha jivan prakriti-kavalitan tad vimuktangscha bhavar bheda prakasha sakalamapi hare sadhanang shuddha bhakting sadyang tat me vetyupadishati janan Gaura Chandra Swayang Sa. Oh, and sorry if that explanation I gave was not clear at all. And we'll go over this. I wasn't planning on doing a Sanskrit verse explanation. I just suddenly did it without thinking about it. But yeah, we can go through it thoroughly so that you can really catch it. But this is just like an introduction. And so next time when we go over it, it will hopefully make more sense. But okay, so this Daśa-mūla is divided into, well, it's divided into two parts, then it's divided into three parts, and then it's further divided into two parts. So first is Pramāṇa. Pramāṇa means the means for the real truth. Sundar Gopal Prabhu told me that evidence is actually not a good word for Pramāṇa, but it's the means for acquiring the means for, yeah, real truth. And so what is that? It's āmnāya praha, or āmnāya-vākya. Āmnāya is the teachings of the Vedas received through the Guru Parampara. So it's not just the teachings of the Vedas, because the Vedas give instructions for all different qualifications of people, right? Like it will give instructions for how to sacrifice animals, and so we don't just accept the words of the Vedas because it's written for people of lower qualifications, there's so many different instructions, but we receive the Vedas that are coming in the sat-sampradāya, in the Guru Parampara, by those favored by Hari. That's going to be the verse that we're learning today. And so those words coming in those words of the Vedas coming in the sat-sampradāya, that is called āmnāya-vākya, and that is Pramāṇa. That is the means for true knowledge. So that Pramāṇa establishes for us, it establishes 9 truths. That is, or nine prameyas. Prameya is the thing that has been proven by that, the thing that has been proven, like the thing that is substantiated. Is that the right word? The fundamental truth. So what are those 9 truths? The 9 prameyas? It's divided into 3 parts. There's sambandha, abhideya, and prayojan. So in sambandha, the first 3 are related to hari. And then the next 3 are related to the jiva. So the first 3 are related to hari. Is that Śrī Hari is the supreme absolute truth. He is the parama-tattva. In this verse, it's tattvam harim iha paramāṇ. That hari is the truth that is paramam, supreme, the supreme truth. And Śrī Hari is fully endowed with all potency. He is sarva shaktim, or sarva shaktiman. And that Hari is an ocean of ras. He's rasa sindhu, akila rasamrita murti. In this verse it says rasabdhim. Abdhi means ocean. So he's an ocean of ras. Okay, so that's the first line. The first line establishes Pramāṇa. What is our Pramāṇa? And it explains the 3 prameyas related to Hari. Tattam harim iha paramam. He's the parama-tattva. He is sarva shaktim. He is the possessor of all potency. And he's a rasabdam. He's an ocean of ras. Now the next line explains the next 3 prameyas related in sambandha, related to the jiva. The jivas are Śrī Hari's parts and parcels. Are literally, actually, tad means his, bhinna means separated, and anksha means part. So the jivas are his separated parts. And those jivas are in 2 categories. There's the baddha jivas and the mukta jivas. The bound conditioned souls, like the conditioned souls and the liberated souls. So the baddha jivas, they are prakriti kavalitan. They are swallowed by prakriti, that's the material energy, maya. And the mukta jivas, they are tad vimuktaṁ. Tad here refers to her, like prakriti, the material energy. They are vimuktaṁ. They are completely free. Not just muktaṁ, they're vimukta, completely free from prakriti, from the material energy. Okay, so first line, all related to Hari. Second line, related to the jivas. The jivas are Hari's separated parts. They're either swallowed by Maya or they're free from Maya, completely free from Maya. Now the third line is Bheda Bheda Prakasham Sakalamapi Hare. Sakalam, everything in existence. Everything is a prakash, is a manifestation, which is Bheda, which is different from Hari, and Abheda, non-different from Hari. Bheda Bheda Prakasham Sakalam Api Hare. So far, all these have been on the topic of Sambandha Tattva. That Śrī Hari is the Parama-tattva, that he is Sarva Shaktiman, and that he is Rasa Sindhu, and that the jivas are Tad his Vibhinangsha, and they're Prakriti Kavalitan, and they're Vimuktam, or they're Tad Vimuktam. And then everything in existence is a manifestation as both separate and not separate from him. Now the next one is abhideya-tattva. That means the means by which we attain the goal. There's different names for that. It's abhideya. There's what is it? Upai. That also means the means, or sadhan. So this is the means to attain the goal. What does that means? Shuddha bhakti, pure bhakti. That's the means to attain the goal. And what is that goal? What is that? Prayojan, or the sadhya, or upeya. Those are the 3 words for that. It is tat pritim. That means love for him, for tat, for that Śrī Hari. or Krishna Prem. So, iti, thus, upadishati, um, upadishati janan Gaurachandra. So Gaurachandra, he upadishati, instructs janan, the people of this world, that Gaurachandra, who is Swayam Sa, who is directly, who is himself Sa, he, that Śrī Hari. So that's a breakdown of this verse. Maybe should we recite it one more time, just now that we've gone through the meaning of it, and you can try to think of the meaning. Um, yeah, let's do that. Okay. Āmnāya-vākya hari-miha paramāṇ sarva-shaktiṃ rasabdhiṃ tad-bhinnaṃ-shanṣcha jīvān prakriti-kavalitān tad-vimuktaṃ-scha bhāvād bheda prakāśa sakalamapi hare sadhanam shuddha bhaktiṃ sadhyam tat pritimevetyupadishati janan Gaurachandra Swayam Sa. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote a verse for each one of these. And so today we're learning the verse for the first one, Amnaya Praha. And then in our next session, we'll learn the verse for Tattvam Harim Iha Paramam. Like that. And I have a WhatsApp group. After you memorize the verse, you don't need to memorize this introduction verse now. If you do, that's a bonus. But yeah, once you memorize a verse, then and you'll have a few days to memorize it. And there's a special WhatsApp group where you can recite the verse from memory. If you like, you can explain it. That's even better. Otherwise, you can just say the Sanskrit. And yeah, it's just there for accountability, and so we could all cheer you on, and yeah, just for motivation and like that. All right. Haribol Vidyalala Didi and Jai Shri Didi Haribol. So now let's go through the first verse, Amnaya. I have a problem. Like I'm not very good at preparing. Like I didn't prepare, I mean. I just put this together 10 minutes before it was time to start. But we've explained this so many times during our Jaiva Dharma readings that I think I'll be able to do it. But yeah, excuse me if it's a little bit rough. Okay. Maybe first we'll read the translation, just so we get the idea of the verse, and then we can break down all the Sanskrit words. And I put everything that's not directly in the Sanskrit, but what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained in his Bengali translation, I put that all in parentheses so that you can, so that will be easy to connect the Sanskrit words to the translation. The self-substantiate, how do you say that word? Substantiating. Yeah, okay. The first self-substantiating Vedas, the self-substantiating Vedas, rightly received in the sat-sampradāya by those favored by Śrī Hari, such as Brahmājī, and referred to as āmnāya-vākya, serve as the means of valid knowledge, accompanied by valid cognition that is aligned with this āmnāya-vākya, beginning with direct perception. They establish for us the ninefold objects of valid knowledge, the prameya-tattvas. Logic, known as reasoning, cannot enter the realm of inconceivable matters, as it is devoid of the power to do so. Okay, maybe I'll explain the words of the entire verse, and then we'll just focus on each line by line like that. So the Vedas are svataḥ-siddha. Svata means on its own, it is already like perfect, established, um, substantiated. It's perfect in itself, swata. There's no need for any external thing to prove it. It's already yeah, fully perfect on its own. It's not written by any man. It's oporushaya, there's not written by a human being. It's transcendental, eternal. So there's no need to try to prove it. It's just true in itself. So that's svataḥ-siddha. So those Vedas which are svataḥ-siddha, self-substantiated, they are, when they are rightly received, that means sat-prāptaṁ, they're received by hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Hari-dayita means, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur translated this as Śrī Hari, I think it was Kripa Patra, are those who are recipients of Śrī Hari's mercy. Daya means mercy, right? And dayita means that which has the mercy, that compassion or mercy. It also means dear to Hari. Dayita means dear, right? Radhe Jai Jai Madhava Dayite. But yeah, in this context, it means those who are who receive the mercy of Hari, who are favored by Hari, hari-dayita. And Vedha refers to Brahmājī, the knower of the Vedas or the creator, like that. So that's Veda. Prabhṛtita means and so on, etc., like that. So the self-substantiating Vedas, which are sat-prāptaṁ, which are rightly received by hari-dayita, by those favored by Hari, Vedas such as Veda or Brahmājī, that serves as the Pramāṇa. Pramāṇa means the means of valid knowledge. What is a means of valid knowledge? It is svataḥ-siddha Veda, the self-substantiated Vedas, which are sat-prāptaṁ, which are rightly received in the sat-sampradāya by those favored by Hari, hari-dayita, such as Brahma, Veda pravrtita. Okay. So, this type of Pramāṇa, this svataḥ-siddha Veda, which is received in sat-sampradāya, like by people like Brahma who are favored by Hari, that along with, sahitam means along with, pratyakṣādi-pramiti. That means valid knowledge. Pramiti means valid knowledge, which such as adi means, adi and pravrti mean the same exact thing. Pravrti means and so on or etc. and adi also means and so on or etc. So this Pramāṇa of the self-substantiated Vedas, along with sahita means along with knowledge, valid cognition or true knowledge of pratyaksha. Pratyaksha means direct perception. So like what we can see with our senses. That means if it's along with this, like if it's following the svataḥ-siddha Vedas, as long as it's following, then that's also Pramāṇa. That's also evidence for us. I mean, that's also the means of true knowledge, of receiving knowledge. So these forms of Pramāṇa, and there's also other forms of it says adi, right? And so there's pratyaksha. I'm not sure if it does anuman, and like there's different forms of establishing the truth of and so as long as they're following the svataḥ-siddha Vedas, then and they're received in a sat-sampradāya, then we also take that as Pramāṇa. So this Pramāṇa establishes, sādhayati means establishes, na for us. It establishes for us the pramiti-viṣayān. Pramiti-viṣayān means Pramiti-viṣayān means the objects of true knowledge. Pramiti means true knowledge. How did he say it? Valid cognition or valid knowledge. Valid knowledge, valid cognition. Viṣayān means the objects. So this pramāṇa establishes sādhayati, the objects of valid knowledge, which are of 9 types. These are nava-vidhān, are ninefold. And so what is the meaning of, remember I said that these are all called prameyas. These 9 things here, they're prameyas, that which has been established by valid knowledge. That's called prameya. Prameya means an object of true knowledge, the thing that the true knowledge is describing. And so pramiti means valid knowledge, viṣayān means the objects. So in other words, prameya. The objects of valid knowledge means prameya. And this prameya is of nava-vidha, it is ninefold. Okay. So now we're clear on what the pramāṇa is and that it establishes the ninefold prameyas, or pramiti-viṣayān. Then it says, na yuktis tarkākhyā praviśati tathā śakti-rahitā. Logic or yukti, which is known akhya, which is known as tarka. Tarka means like argument or reasoning, like that, reasoning argument. So logic known as reasoning, known as tarka, na praviśati. It cannot praviśati enter. It cannot enter this realm of inconceivable subject matters. All these prameyas, these 9 proven truths, are they are all inconceivable. They're achintya. So logic, which is known as reasoning, na praviśati, it cannot enter these topics. These topics related to these 9 prameyas, which are inconceivable, as they are śakti-rahitā. They are devoid of power. Rahita means devoid of shakti, of the power to do so. These topics are inconceivable. That means it can't be conceived by the brain. And logic and reasoning arguments, that's all on the level of the brain. So there's no way by just mundane logic in our brain that we can understand these 9 transcendental subject matters, these 9 prameyas. So that's why it's essential that we must establish what is pramāṇa. So I think I would explain it more clearly in our Jivadharma sessions. I don't know why. Maybe I hope this isn't too complicated. Anyways, now we're going to just focus on one line at a time, and then hopefully it'll become more clear. So yeah, let's do it like this. I'm going to make this big. Okay, so we will recite, we'll understand this first half, then we'll recite it a bunch of times until we have it memorized, and then we'll understand the second half, and then we'll recite it a bunch of times until we have it memorized. I think that's how we should do it. So remember, the svataḥ-siddho means self-substantiating. Svataḥ-siddha Veda, the Vedas which are self-evident, self-substantiating. Svataḥ-siddho vedo, the self-evident Vedas. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. Maybe you recite it after me. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. Now you recite it. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. the self-evident Vedas. Okay, now let's do it without looking. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. Now you recite it. And when you say these words, try to think of the meaning while you're saying them. Svata means self-siddha, substantiated or evident. Yeah, self-evident. Svataḥ-siddha, self-evident Vedas. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. Okay, now let's go through the second half. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. You can just recite it while looking at it. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. That means those favored by, sorry, favored by Hari, Brahma, and so on. Like that. Okay, so favored by Hari, Hari-dayita, Brahma, Veda, Prabhṛtita, and so on, and others. Okay, so hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Okay, I recite it and then you recite it yourself. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Favored by Hari, Brahma, and others. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Okay, now let's recite this 3 times looking at it, and then we'll try reciting it without looking at it. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. 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 Favored by Hari like Brahma and others. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Okay, I'm just going to recite it one last time and now we're going to do it without looking. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Now you try saying it. Actually, no, let's say it 3 times together and then you can try saying it on your own. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. 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 One last time. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Now you say it. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Okay, so then remember the self-evident Vedas. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. The self-evident Vedas. Svataḥ-siddho vedo. Hari-dayita, favored by Hari, Veda, Brahma, Prabhṛtita, and others. Hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. I'll say it one more time and then you say it. hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ, svataḥ-siddho vedo, hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Okay, now let's try saying the whole line together. We'll say it one time looking at the whole line, and then we'll try it without looking at the whole line. Svataḥ-siddho vedo, hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. One more time. Svataḥ-siddho vedo, hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Svataḥ-siddho vedo, hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. We'll do it three more times. Svataḥ-siddho vedo, hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Svataḥ-siddho vedo, hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Svataḥ-siddho vedo, hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. Oh, and I probably should, like this, the meaning of this line. The Vedas, which are self-evident, are received through personalities by personalities favored by Hari, like Brahma. We can just think of that when you're saying it. Svataḥ-siddho vedo, the self-evident Vedas. Received, it doesn't say received here, it says received in the second line, but you can just think of it just to make it a complete thought. So received by those favored by Hari, like Brahma, like Vedha, Brahma, Prabhṛtitaḥ, and so on. Okay, so now we'll go through the next line. At the end of the session, I'd really appreciate feedback. Like if I'm going too slow, if I'm going too fast, um, any way that I can make these sessions better. Okay, so now, Pramāṇaṁ. Pramāṇaṁ means it's means of valid knowledge. That's Pramāṇaṁ, means of valid knowledge. And what is the means of valid knowledge? That's the svataḥ-siddha Veda received. Sat-prāptaṁ means rightly received. Sat means true or right or like that. And so sat-prāptaṁ means rightly received. Rightly received by what? By what we saw in the first line. By hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ. By those favored by Hari like Brahma. Veda-prabhṛtitaḥ, like Brahma. So that is Pramāṇa. That is the means of valid knowledge for us. Any knowledge that we consider valid, it has to be established by that means, by being aligned with the Vedas received by those favored by Hari. And that's called āmnāya. The words of the Vedas in the sat-sampradāya is called āmnāya. Okay, so, and it establishes, it reveals the pramiti-viṣayān, the objects of valid knowledge, which are of 9 types. These are nava-vidhān. They are of 9 types, or they are ninefold truths. Okay, so these Vedas, they serve as Pramāṇa, as the means of valid knowledge, which reveal the ninefold objects of this valid knowledge. Pramiti means valid knowledge, viṣayān, the objects, and nava-vidhān means ninefold. So they reveal the nava-vidhān pramiti-viṣayān, the ninefold nava-vidhān pramiti-viṣayān, objects. Viṣayān means objects of pramiti, of valid knowledge. Okay, so pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ. So the means of valid knowledge rightly received. Pramāṇaṁ, the means of valid knowledge. Pramāṇaṁ, sat, rightly. Prāptaṁ, received. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ, the means of valid knowledge. Pramān, sat, rightly. Prāptaṁ, Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. You try saying it on your own. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. Now you say it. Remember, this means of valid knowledge, sat-prāptaṁ, rightly received. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. Okay, so let's try doing it without looking. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ, the means of valid knowledge rightly received. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. Okay, without looking now. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. Now you try saying it. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. Now you say it. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. Okay, so the means of valid knowledge rightly received. It reveals pramiti-viṣayān. It reveals the objects, the viṣayān, the objects of pramiti, of valid knowledge. Pramāṇaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ. It reveals pramiti-viṣayān, the objects of valid knowledge. Tan, which are of nava-vidhān, which are ninefold, are 9 types. So, pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. The objects of true knowledge, of valid knowledge, which are of 9 types. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. 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 So, sorry, I'll say it once and then you say it. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. Now you say it. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. Okay, now let's say it 3 times together, and then we'll try it without looking. And remember, pramiti means valid knowledge, viṣayān means the objects. So the objects of valid knowledge. And tan, these are nava-vidha. They are 9 types. They are ninefold truths. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. One last time. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. Oh, wait, sorry. Actually, no, let's keep on doing it like this. Pramiti-viṣayān, tan, nava-vidhān. pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Okay, one last time. Pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Pramiti, valid knowledge. Viṣayān, the objects. Pramiti-viṣayān, the objects of valid knowledge. Tan, these. Nava-vidhān are of 9 types, are ninefold. Pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Now you say it. Pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. And I just decided now that we should only do the first half of this verse today. It's already 8 o'clock. And maybe I'll have some more time to prepare tomorrow and we could do it more nicely. But then we'll do the second 2 lines tomorrow. But today you can just focus on memorizing these first 2 lines. Then tomorrow, yeah, we'll do the next 2 lines. But let's look at this again. So, the means of valid knowledge rightly received. This valid knowledge is of 5, the objects of this valid knowledge are nava-vidhān. They are of 9 types, ninefold. And remember, pramiti-viṣayān means prameya. It's synonymous. Prameyas, pramiti-viṣayān, it's the same thing. Prameya means the objects of valid knowledge. So whenever we see prameya, then we understand. So nava-vidhā prameya means ninefold objects of valid knowledge. So pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, the pramāṇ which is rightly received. Pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān, they reveal the objects of true knowledge which are ninefold. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. We'll say it 2 more times and then try it without looking. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. So these Vedas, which are received by those who are favored by Hari, like Brahma, they are Pramāṇaṁ. They are the means of valid knowledge when they are sat-prāptaṁ, when they are rightly received. And they reveal pramiti-viṣayān, the objects of valid knowledge, which are, and these are nava-vidhān. They are ninefold. So, pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Now let's do it without looking. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, remember, pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān, pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ, sat-prāptaṁ pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Okay, I'm going to recite it once and then you try reciting it without looking. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Okay, one more time. Pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. Okay, so that's our program for today. Tomorrow we will revise these two lines again. We'll go through line 1 and line 2 and combine them together and get even more clear on how the meaning all fits together. And then we'll go through verses line 3 and 4. Yeah. And sorry, today's thing was like a little bit splayed out and not organized and not clear, because this is my first attempt, and but I think over time I'll get better at this. Yeah, hopefully. All right. So maybe, okay, we'll end by just reciting these two lines together. So remember, the Vedas, which are svataḥ-siddha, which are self-evident, which are sat-prāptaṁ, which are rightly received by hari-dayita, those who are favored by Hari, like Veda, like Brahma, pravrtitaḥ, and so on, and others. They serve as the pramāṇa, the means of valid knowledge, when they are rightly received, sat-prāptaṁ. And they reveal pramiti-viṣayān, the objects of pramiti, valid knowledge. And these are nava-vidha. They are 9 types. Like there's nava-vidha bhakti, right? Ninefold bhakti. So there's nava-vidha prameya, or pramiti-viṣayān, ninefold objects of valid knowledge. And what are those objects of valid knowledge? All the rest of Daśa-mūla. Okay, so svataḥ-siddho vedo hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. So you can practice those two lines today. And if you have those two lines memorized, you can share them in our WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group for sharing your recitations. I'll show you. You don't have to do this, but if you want for accountability and yeah, I'll show you how to get into that WhatsApp group. So many of you have already joined that WhatsApp group, but I'll show you. This is on my website, vineofdevotion.com. I wrote an announcement post about this program. Here, see, it says, join us for Daśa-mūla Shiksha verse memorization. So if you scroll down here, I say, here's how the sessions will work. We'll break down each verse word for word like that. And then it says, for those who like, they can share recitations in a dedicated WhatsApp group for support and accountability. So just click here where it says a dedicated WhatsApp group. And then if you click there, you'll be automatically added to this group where you can share your recitation. So that's on my website, vineofdevotion.com. See the first post here, scroll down, click on this, a dedicated WhatsApp group. And yeah, I hope, yeah, also, as I said, I want feedback. If you can, please give it to me. So, and then tomorrow we'll go through the next 2 lines of this verse. That's it. Jai Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. I'll just do a short Mahamantra and then I'll end. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Srila Param Gurudev ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai, Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Daśa-mūla Shiksha Daśa-mūla Tattva ki Jai, Jai Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki Jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Haribo. Hare
Haribo.
Krishna.
Haribo Bhavatarni Mataji. Haribo.
I was slow on the draw, so I'm not sure which group it is you were talking about joining for learning. You have nurturing the seed, reflections and applications.
Okay, so I'll just share my screen again. On my website, this is what you'll see when you type in vineofdevotion.com. You'll see all this, and then see where it says latest, and then I have this big thumbnail. It says
Is that
Shri Hari
on
Nam Chintamani.
WhatsApp or on something else?
Actually, what I'll do is I'll share the link because I know many of you are already in this Bhaktivinoda Giti Dhara WhatsApp group. So I'll share the link for the group for sharing your recitation. I'll share it in this WhatsApp group. And then for those of you who aren't in the Bhaktivinoda Giti Dhara WhatsApp group, yeah, you can find the links here. And this post I made in Vine Devotion.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can just check the WhatsApp group in a second. I'll post it there very soon.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for being patient with me. And yeah, I hope the pace was okay. And yeah, as I said, I'll be getting better at this, hopefully. Svataḥ-siddho vedo hari-dayita-vedhaḥ-prabhṛtitaḥ pramāṇaṁ sat-prāptaṁ pramiti-viṣayān tan nava-vidhān. That's the homework for today. And if you can't memorize it today, that's totally fine. I'm going to after we memorize a verse, I'll give a few days for memorizing, like a few more days for memorizing the verse. So yeah, you don't need to be. Well, I'll make a poll and we'll see what pace would be good. Like if we should do this once a week or if we should do it once every few days. Yeah, I'll see. All right, Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for joining. Is there anything anybody wants to? Let's see who's here. Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, Anari Krishna Prabhu, Gokuleshwari Didi, Jai Shri Didi, and Padmaganda just came in. I'll let everybody see Padmaganda before I end. Hi, who is here? Pradyumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Hari Priya Didi, Premavati Didi, Mahi Bharth Prabhu, Ganga Mataji, Vidyalalasa Didi, Fuleshwari Didi, Suman Shilji. Okay, great. Here, I'll let everybody see. Subal brings him inside my room every morning so that he can clean the Goshala. All right. So see you all tomorrow. Dandavat pranams. Jai Shri Radhe.